up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is your Real Housewives of Miami recap. Overall, the episode was okay. It was episode 4. I didn't have a lot of notes. I actually only took 1 page of notes. Everything went by really, really fast. The scenes were really short. Um, but we did, we got some new information. We start off where we left off, where Alexia is telling everybody what happened between Peter and Todd. Todd called Peter a loser, after Frankie passed out, his blood sugar or blood pressure went down and he passed out. So he, everybody was in a tizzy, I guess, because he already has a brain injury, and then he falls down, he hits his head again. It's a mess. So I guess from everything that was happening, Peter was told that he was a loser and he was never going to amount to anything. And so Peter doesn't want to fuck with Todd. He don't want to fuck with Todd. He's cool on Todd. So as they're sitting down eating, they were talking about how Cuban men get pearls embedded into the shaft. They get like a modification on their penis, and they get pearls inside, or I guess balls or pearls, but they said pearls in the shaft of the penis so that it's pleasurable for the woman. Baby, I have never heard of no shit like that before in my life, but I could see how it would be beneficial for the ladies. Yes. So the men are actually getting their penises modified to make sex with women, for the women to have more pleasure. And then Lisa lets us know that she has never owned a sex toy, never played with a sex toy. And then they talked about Julia being bisexual, and Martina, how it's okay to look at people and flirt. And Martina knows that she is a huge flirt. But that's as far as it goes. She tells us later that her and Martina are not in an open relationship, but Martina knows that she's very flirtatious and this and that. So then they tell us also that Alexia shares with us that she is going to be given an award in a couple days by this LGBTQ plus organization, and she wants everybody to come for the Pride. I think it's for Pride, but she's going to get this award. And she shares with us that her father was gay. I said, okay, Alexia, your daddy was gay. Now you turn around, you marry Herman. He turns out to be gay. And, the girls are saying that Todd is sus. So maybe she just has the thing for gay men, because her dad was gay. And she just was talking about basically how her dad was, died, hiding, kind of basically not being able to live in its truth. That's the thing that like pulls at my heartstrings for me when I hear, look like something was in my teeth, when I hear about someone dying and not living in their truth. Like, I feel like Luther Vandross died not living in his truth. And I feel like it is such a disservice for a human to be placed on this earth and walk through their life and not be able to live in their truth because of what society puts on them. And you literally die living, you have lived a lie. I can't imagine the pressure and the burden of that energy to be on you your whole life, and just simply wanting to, enjoy the company of or have sex with another man, and you cannot do that because your society, your culture frowns upon it. So you got to marry a woman, you have children, and you just maybe, I don't know, do your thing in secret. I don't know. But I think it's awful to hear that her dad basically died. not living in his truth. So Adriana at that point lets everybody at the table know that at the funeral, at Herman's funeral, she heard that Herman was died while having sex. I love the way Alexia flipped that, because she really could have, it really could have been like, I'm trying to make sure this thing is not on. It really could have been like, it really could have gone left, but she was like, hey, if he died having sex, at least he died happy. And it is what it is. Okay. Um, Larsa is selling her house. That house, the man was, he was going through, the realtor was going through. I said, this better be a real estate agent, the way he was walking up to the door. And I was hoping it wasn't a date. That's why I was like, this better be a real estate agent. They're going through Larsa's house. Everything is outdated. They want to sell the house for 14 million. It was a trip, because I was thinking about what's her name, Nicole and Anthony, and how they want to sell their house for 40 million, and Larsa's sitting over there with 14 million. She thinks she can get 14 million for that house, but the house is extremely outdated. She's gonna have to update some things or whatever. She also shares with us that she did not have a prenup. Her and Scotty did not have a prenup, so they're just splitting everything down the middle. And she just started smiling. I said, bitch, I'm smiling right along with you. Okay, she said she realized that she needed more after 21 years of being in this marriage, that she felt like everything she was doing was for him. And I was just like, oh my God, like in this, I know I say it practically every video, but we live in this matrix that's programmed by patriarchy. And for me, I feel like there are so many men who essentially get a wife to kind of be their secretary and their support while they do whatever it is that they want to do. And then 21 years later, or however many years later, you have this unsatisfied, unhappy woman realizing, I have used my life and I have been on this journey of life, and I've been a fucking secretary for this nigga, taking care of everything he needs taken care of. I've been taking care of the children. I've been doing everything, and I haven't done anything for myself. And we see that so many times over and over and over again. These stories when the women are saying, I didn't get to live my life, and I think it's time that I get to live my life. So that's why I kind of support Larsa and whatever she's doing, because I can't imagine being, first of all, getting married to Scottie Pippen, staying married for 21 years, him doing his thing throughout the marriage, and her now finally doing her thing. They're still legally married, but people are really holding her to this kind of contract with her and Scotty, like she's supposed to go all the way to the end and just be like, I'm so happy for her that she said, we're splitting everything down the middle. And she gave that little devilish grin. I was like, good girl, take half. Okay. Take half. She said, I just needed more. I was so focused on Scotty's dreams and his career. And it's so weird because it's a rarity that you see it the other way around. And when you see it the other way around, the men are given so much praise and honor and glory. Like, you actually held down a woman and lifted her up to the point where she was able to achieve all of her dreams. I'm sure it happens, right? Like men and women supporting each other in marriage. But in these types of relationships where the man is like the star and the public figure, the woman kind of like drowns in the back. Yes, she gets the benefits of being with a wealthy public figure, but the cons of that is that your life revolves around him. And then 21 years goes by and you're 47 years old thinking, bitch, I'm about to have some fun. I'm about to have some fun. My kids are grown, relatively grown. I think they got one that's 14. I have it written down somewhere. I think it's a 14 or 15 or 16. So you're almost done. The other boys live with him. The girl lives with her. Half. Shout out to Larsa Pippen, Okay. Gertie and Alexa have sit down and have a bite to eat. They are talking about Alexa's wedding. Gertie is still asking the questions that she would have had answers to had Alexa filled out that bridal questionnaire. Alexa doesn't fill out the bridal questionnaire because she feels like she's done this before. She doesn't need to fill anything out to kind of let Gertie know what her vision is. So they're just going, I don't know how they're going to do it. Well, we'll see. Alexa says that Gertie is the perfect personality type to help her plan a wedding because she's a little overwhelming and she's a woman that gets things done. Like Gertie's asking the questions because I'm sure not only does she want to make it nice for you, but her name is on it. So I need to make sure, like, help me help you. And I need your help by filling out this paperwork. And I can help you have the wedding of your life, but you got to help me. That's all. And she's not giving her the paperwork or whatever, that little questionnaire that she had to fill out. They talked about Adriana mentioning at dinner that Herman was having sex when he died. Alexia says she was a little uncomfortable, but she flipped it. She really flipped it at that moment. She didn't look uncomfortable. Who's going to walk you down the aisle? She asked her again. I would love for both of my sons to walk me down the aisle, but Peter is not with it. Peter is not fucking with Todd. Todd then called Peter a loser, told him he was never gonna amount to anything. Y'all, I went to Peter's page and I want to watch Cocaine Cowboys because Alexia is in Cocaine Cowboys and I think Peter is in Cocaine Cowboys too. And somebody in the comments was talking about how, Alexia drove into a car elevator and went up 52 floors to back her Range Rover up into her 10,000 square foot home. Okay. Somebody said it's that cocaine money. I said, yes, it is. It is that cocaine money. I said, you got that right. I forgot. It's that cocaine money, honey. Allegedly. But then when I went to Peter's page, because I think Peter is attractive, so I went to his page and I was looking at, what he does, what he's up to. I wanted to see if we could see some old pictures of his wife or whatever. And then he was promoting Cocaine Cowboys. So, and then I watched the trailer for Cocaine Cowboys over the weekend, and Alexia was giving an interview. So I'm going to watch Cocaine Cowboys. Lisa and Nicole and Lisa. Every time I say Lisa, I want to say Wendy and Lisa. Shout out to the revolution. Hello, shout out to the revolution. Yes, I want to say Wendy and Lisa every time. So Nicole and Lisa, they're with their nannies. They're going to have a play date. I want to tell you that I think that Nicole's son is so adorable. I have a feeling he's going to look like that when he's an old man. That same little face. He looks a lot like his dad, but then he looks like her a little bit, but he just looks like a little old soul. And he's so talkative. And I think he's like 2 or 3. Really I love little babies who be talking like they've been here and they have a vocabulary. They got word, like all their little words that they have in their lexicon is more extensive than the average 2-year-old. I fucking love it. I love a talkative ass kid, like baby, like 2 and 3, and they just be talking like, where did you learn all these words from? Where did you get this vocabulary? Right? I love it. Okay, so Lisa asked Nicole when are they getting married? When are her and Anthony getting married? Are they engaged? And she just basically says the concept of marriage is not really what she really falls into. Would she get married? Yes, but it's not a priority. It's not something that she looks at. Remember how Nene on Real Housewives of Atlanta said that being married or getting married was an accomplishment? I don't know. For some reason, I just had an idea. I just had an idea. I just had an idea. She talks about, Lisa shares with Nicole that her and Lenny almost got a divorce because he had an emotional affair. And apparently it was a girl from Bad Girls Club. Some girl named, I forgot. apparently that was the girl that Nicole's husband was having an emotional affair with, some girl from Bad Girls Club. Um, Nicole shares with us that her father was arrested. Her father took care of everything. Mother depended on father. Father got arrested for conspiracy and money laundering. They seized everything. She had a privileged life, private school, stuff like that, and everything was just stripped away. And then the mother basically had to work and provide for her children. So Nicole saw her mother doing that, and as a little girl said, I will never allow a man to put me in that position. I will never. There's like, you saw your mother depend on a man, then the man go off to jail, and now your mother is struggling, working 2 and 3 jobs because she had depended on somebody to take care of everything, and now he's gone. So for Nicole's perspective as a very young girl, she said, that's not going to happen to me, so I'm going to make sure I have my own. And she has her own. And that's one of the things. It's like, I don't know. I feel like it's a fantasy. I feel like it's a fantasy that people, there's this, I don't know what it is. I have to talk to my therapist about it because it really bothers me how, like, when I said Nene really was like, women throw in other women's faces marriage as if it is actually an accomplishment, and and it unlocks achievements, you know. And I really believe that it's part of this fantasy world game, that there has to be, I don't know. I don't know how to verbalize what I'm trying to say, but I feel like a lot of us reside in cognitive dissonance when it relates to marriage. And we really want this fantasy of marriage where you can depend on a man and he takes care of anything and he's the protector and he's the provider. And I really feel like that is a fantasy world. I feel like putting those characteristics on the institution of marriage is fake and it's phony and it's not real. And in this day and age, men have allowed women the right to vote and the right to make money. Men have allowed women into these areas because we are playing in a game of patriarchy. And we see marriage as, to me, I feel like it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how to verbalize what I'm trying to say. I think it's all a fantasy. And I think women are sold, from girls are sold this fantasy, and they spend their entire lives like, I'll talk about it on another video. So she said she was not going to put herself into that situation. Alexia, the LGBTQ event, I did not like the way, like, if you're an ally to me, I don't feel like you should be pointing out whether it's a drag queen or whether it's a trans person. I don't feel like you should be pointing out and saying that's a guy. I think that was in poor taste. I don't agree with that at all. And I hate when cisgender women point out trans women and tell other men, you know, that's a guy. You know, that's, when I tell you, I feel like I wanted to punch Alexia in her face, because it's like, why are you saying that? A lot of it has to do with the level of insecurity, because you don't want the man that you're with to find this trans woman attractive. That's what it is. That's why you feel like you have to put the disclaimer out. I don't feel like as an ally that you should do any, you shouldn't move like that at all. I did not like, I literally want to punch her in the face when she said, you know, that's a guy. He was like, I know. And so it's just like, but why do you feel like you need to do that? Did you think that he found her attractive? Was that the reason why you made that disclaimer? You're at an LGBTQ event. There's no reason for you to be pointing to people and saying, that's a guy. Absolutely not. Take her award back. I was pissed. I was pissed. I was like, bitch, what the fuck did you just do? I wrote it down here because I said I didn't want to forget that. Marisol wants to know where's Herman's special friend. Larsa keeps getting the letters of LGBTQ incorrect. She's trying to do her interview, and she was like, if you want to go to an event at the LBTG, she was like, what is it again? What's the letters again? Baby, even gay folks be getting the damn. Look, Al Reynolds, he don't ever get the letters correct. He calls it the LBGT. LB, no, LBGT. That's what he calls it. LBGT, I think. That don't even sound right. LGBT, LBGT, LGBT, lesbian, gay, bi, trans. LTBG. Let me say something crazy, but Larsa couldn't get it right either. She was like, "Girl, you know what it is." She couldn't get it right either. At the little LGBTQ event, Adriana and Julia are dancing. They're dancing all sexy and stuff, and everybody's like, "Girl, I didn't know Julia. Like, I know that Julia gets down, but I didn't know she was liking the girls now. What's tea?" That's what Marisol was saying. I don't know what's going on. They were dancing. She was like, "Go down, go down." They was dancing and stuff. I was like, "Okay, honey." But Julia makes it known that her and Martina are not in an open relationship. Baby, did you see the previews for next week's episode when Julia was rubbing Adriana's feet? Bitch, all I could think of was Pulp Fiction. You don't ever rub no significant other, or somebody else. Rubbing feet is very intimate. And she was sitting there rubbing her feet, and she was looking at her like, "Bitch, I'm about to fuck the shit out of you." That's how she was looking at her. And I was like, "Girl, Martina," like Rodney said, she gonna come around that corner with a tennis racket and wear y'all asses the fuck out, okay? I said, "Is she rubbing her feet, bitch? Wait till next episode, honey." Alexia said her dad and Herman would be so proud. She gave a little speech, and they gave her an award, and it was all good. Back at Julia's farm, they were talking about Martina's first show that Adriana is doing for her and is hosting for her and curating for her. So she's really excited. They're really excited about that, and she's really nervous about it. It's her first show. Back at Alexia's house, Frankie is in there, and they're making, what are they making? I forgot what they were making. They were making something. Were they making drinks? I don't know what they were making. But Kiki and Marisol show up. Kiki and Marisol have formed a friendship. We didn't even know that would happen, but she said after the incident with the goat tit, she said that they've gotten a little bit close, and she really likes hanging out with her. So that's going to be cute. I like Kiki. Alexia fills Kiki in on everything dealing with Herman and this guy. And the guy says he's going to be able to meet Alexia on Monday. The producer asked Marisol, "Have you ever dated a man and found out later he was gay?" She was like, "Child, please. Yes, my gaydar is totally off." And it's like, honey, let me tell you something. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised. There are a lot of women out here in relationships with gay men. I'm not even saying bisexual. I'm saying gay. They're just playing this role because society puts so much pressure. And a lot of these men can't live in their truth, and then they're shamed, and then they're, made fun of. And it's like, why can't they just live in their truth? Why can't they just live in their truth? And it's just like, you see how even the way that you're saying, why can't they just live in their truth? That's very aggressive and like almost teetering on anger. So I'm not going to come out to somebody who seems angry about me living in my truth. No, thank you. I'm good. Girl, y'all be so mean. Talking about, why don't they just live in their truth? It's like, ooh. Why don't you stop acting that you don't think he's gay? You know he's gay. Anyway, Martina and Julia, they're getting ready. Martina is noticing Julia's cleavage, and she was like, "Girl, that's a lot of cleavage. What's tea? What's going on?" Martina looks good with makeup on. I was like, "Okay, Martina." She put a little liner on, a little lip do, a little lip stain on. She looks like, I saw her in their wedding picture, and I was like, that don't even look like Martina Navratilova. It doesn't. Navratilova. I love that. I love saying her name, Martina Navratilova. I love it. Anyways, at the at the art show, Adriana has two dates. I forgot one. Oh, Jacob and Terry. She has a 4 month no sex rule. So none of these men have had sex with her yet. And when Julia sees Jacob, baby, she cut her eyes at him. Then she looked at Adriana like, bitch, no, you didn't bring another man here. But then she says, I'm her best friend. Why wouldn't she tell me she was bringing a date? Girl, you jealous? And that even Adriana was like, girl, are you jealous? She was like, you didn't tell me you were gonna bring anybody. Why you didn't tell me you were gonna bring anybody? Girl, what does that mean? I brought two people. What does that have anything to do with you? Support your woman and her show, okay? Stop worried about what's going on over here, girl. So we're gonna see. I didn't like what Todd had on. He had on like the collar was like out, like it was folded out. I didn't like it at all. I was like, what does Todd have on? Um, all the husbands were there. It looked like Anthony was gonna buy one of Martina's paintings. And Gertie was flipping out. She was like, I'm having a fangirl moment. I love Martina Navratilova. And then um let's see. That was pretty much it. Julia was jealous. And she goes, you have another date? And then like, because the other guy didn't know the other guy was there. So when Adriana is introducing the second date to her friends, Julia says, oh, you brought another date? I said, oh, this bitch. You're being a little hater. You're being a little hater, Julia. We see next week. Honey, Martina says she did not like that. What was you over there rubbing her feet for? I'm not with that. I think it's incredible that somebody of Martina Navratilova's rank is on this show. I love that she is on the Real Housewives of Miami. Like, this is crazy to me. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, Martina Navratilova is on the Real Housewives of Miami. It's great. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy. That's the end of the episode. We'll talk in the comments. Peace.